It's time for the type of energy only Darren McCarty and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D!
We're back at it. We are back. My name is Neil Rule. That guy, Sean Belesian, in the house. We got KG. We got Spencer Raxter. Young Justin somewhere around
right.
here.
Neil Rule, what's really good?
What's really good? I'm tanned. I'm rested. I'm ready. Sean, let's go.
Savannah. I want to start with one of the most beautiful cities I've ever been to. Like, no BS. Beautiful, southern charm. Go sit in the park where Forrest Gump sat, blah, blah, blah,
True.
blah. The most humid place I've ever been. I will die on that hill. Bugs this big. Is that your experience of Savannah?
No, it's an awesome place. It is, like the history and all that stuff, but it is the most humid environment. As someone who goes to South Florida a ton, Savannah, man, it is built different. It's like I always say, Sean, you're a big college football guy, as am I. When you see these dudes from Florida and Georgia run around the football field, that's what, Sean, they were down there practicing.
Yep. All year round.
That's what they do.
There was no, the heat index is 109. It's humid. No, they're practicing.
Ball is life. Like, people do, I say it all the time.
They don't know.
Like, we're huge fans around here, right? We really are. We're huge college football fans. I'm not dissing or throwing shade at anybody. It's different down there. It
You don't know.
Is. I have no other way to it. The only place around here, Neil, that I can at least say is in the same zip code, but well down the street, are Buckeye fans. They're a different breed. We all know that. Buckeye fans are a different breed. They come from different stock. That's the only one around here. Like, if you want to know what it's like down there, talk to the average Buckeye fan and then multiply it. I mean, ball is life to these people.
No, there is no doubt about that. But I'm happy to be back. Thanks for all the kind words in there. Good to be back here. Big Con 51, also the most haunted city in America. That's what I've heard. Chris Blackman, 5-star lineup here. Neil Rule, Sean Belesian. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Steve O, baby, I can't believe I'm saying this, but welcome back, Neil. Hey.
Yeah.
You'll miss me. To quote Sean Belesian, you'll miss me when I'm gone.
But we missed that tone, man.
The tone is back. But no, it was a lot of fun. But we are back. We are ready to go. Football was in the air down there for sure.
Yeah.
And here we go, everybody. I do want to touch on this because people are. Art Vandalay says, please let us know that Sam is okay. Sam, we
Flannel's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, he's okay.
Flannel's fine.
He's good.
What a soft ass.
That's crazy.
How soft can you be?
Oh, my God. Only Neil, man.
You know what? He is so beaten down. Michigan has taken so many arrows in the last few days. I just think it was that one.
It's the
body
Connor
gave out.
Stallions.
It gave out.
My God,
He's
y'all silly.
tired of being in that washing machine and that spin cycle that has just been constant the last couple of days. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, when I got in today, Flannel, we sit in the same room in the back, and I saw him back there, and I didn't see the show or anything. So I dapped him up, and said what's up, like it was normal. And I was literally watching the video back there of him. I was like, holy shit, Flannel, you all right? He's like, yeah. I'm 100% sure it was just a blood pressure spike.
Yeah.
Because he eats like a 6-year-old. Like,
He
so
does.
I told him to just
We gotta talk about
eat a
this,
piece
Sean.
of fruit, eat some oatmeal in the morning, you'll be
Right.
fine.
He does. And Sean, look, like you and I have had this discussion before. You are the king of smoked meat.
I love it.
No one in the world probably takes some more sodium than you. Is that factual?
1,000%.
All right.
I got no problem with it.
Which is cool.
I don't know. I'm a close second.
You to smoke meat is like Flannel to the man eats a honey bun every day for lunch.
Yeah, he had a birthday cake pie for lunch last night. Like one of those little Well, yesterday
He's 7.
yeah, he literally
He
eats
eats like a
He
7-year-old.
eats like, and I
Oh
told, and
my
he's addicted to pop, and so I told him, I was like, just eat a piece of fruit, eat some oatmeal in the morning, you'll be fine. It was probably just a blood pressure spike. It happens to my dad all the time.
Okay, so youngsters, this is creeping up on you, Spencer.
Hey,
You don't even know it.
I eat healthy.
I know, but this is creeping up on you.
Yeah.
Young
Party
Justin,
animal.
you're way away from this. You don't have to listen to this. You'll learn the hard way someday. But
I will listen though.
Be warned.
Because I eat like shit, so I will listen.
Yeah. You got to clean that up, bro. That's
Yeah.
all I can say to you. I talk to my kids, but you got to clean it up.
I'm trying, man.
Best part is like when you do this job for a living, like my doctor, for all I know, he's watching right now, and like he follows all like the social media
Yes.
posts and stuff. Like, so I can't even lie to him. Like he was like,
There's
"How you
video
eating?" I'm
evidence.
like, "I eat like shit." What do you? You know that. You see all the pictures. But the funny thing is, Neil, as you know, and this is the other half of that, you can get away and drop that cholesterol, drop all the blood pressure and all that stuff if you get your ass doing some exercise.
Move.
Go on an elliptical, go for a bike ride, things like that. It's the great equalizer. Why do I do it? So I can eat more smoked meat. I'm not doing it for the health reason. You mean I get to eat another plate of brisket?
Yeah.
In.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yes, we will get into the Michigan stuff because it's on here. So I do have to give my thoughts on it and all that.
Yeah.
KG.
We missed you, man.
Yeah, it'll be
I
fun.
I was waiting for you to rub it in our face. I
Yeah.
was waiting.
Pause. But yeah.
Good
I saw
pause.
here on the sheet. I got a question for you guys for real. And we're going to get to the Lions stuff, by the way. Because I have some thoughts about what's been going on, like this Malik Neighbors thing, the Kirby Joseph thing, the Terrion Arnold thing. I'm gonna get into that because we're in now. It is football time. I cracked open the Phil Steele magazine on the airplane. Sean, I sat down and just popped open that Phil Steele magazine, and all was right with the world.
I'm serious. I'm strategic about this. And I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I have Phil Steele in one of my throne rooms. I have Athlon's in another throne room. And I have Lindy's in yet a third throne room. So wherever the closest throne room is, at least I've got my mandatory reading, which will keep me in there for at least an extra 12 minutes. Right? I mean, but no, I'm with you. Especially like now that you got back to like non-Savannah weather, like getting up the last couple mornings, there's that different vibe in the air, man. There's
there
just
is.
that August breeze where it's not quite the fall yet, but man, you're smelling pig. The pig is everywhere right now, and that's a beautiful thing, man.
No, absolutely. And look, Sean, of course you're going to go back in and see one more time who they have at 5th in the Sun Belt Conference, because that's who you are. That's
You
where you
need
live.
it.
You and I both.
That's why I keep telling everybody, just get yourself ready. Liberty's going to be in the college football playoff. Just get yourself ready. Get your tissues ready, but Liberty's going to be in the college football playoff. They're going to earn that way in because they have nobody on their schedule. But those are the conversations now we can start to have. Not that I'm keeping any kind of track, but we are literally, college football week 0 is going to be here, man. It's going to be.
Let's go.
And I can't wait.
It's going to be right here.
Lions play tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
They do, as a matter of fact, which is another reason why I want to get into it, which we will. I do have a question for the people, though, because I feel like I'm doing a poor job of this, and I kept in tune with the basketball and the soccer to some degree, but are people watching the Olympics or no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I am.
I watch it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Give me a rundown for Spenny watching the Olympics.
I like watching swimming a lot, obviously.
Oh,
you know,
that's
from-
right, because you're what? Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Aquaman.
watching. Damn. I like watching all the swimming events.
You like watching.
I like watching that. That's for sure.
Beach volleyball. That's
Beach
probably high on your list.
yeah, beach volleyball is good for sure. The track and field is fun to watch. I watched that 1500 final. The dude ran the 1500 in under 3:30, which is just absolutely insane. But yeah, I like the Olympics. I'm a fan.
Art Vandelay, Neil looks like a bronzed god. There was a lot of sun to be had.
Bronzed
the
god.
real feel was 110
Jesus
every day.
Damn.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
loved it.
Yeah, know
I
you're
love it.
sick
Neil, I
of-
love the gymnastics stuff, and people can laugh. I couldn't. Watching people contort in ways that I couldn't do on accident is hysterical. And it's the same thing. Like I've taken shit for this for years. Like the the figure skating stuff, and Justin, you can probably relate to this. You could have Matt come out there in his prime and pummel me and fire me all over the place, and I couldn't do on accident what these people routinely do. It is amazing to me. I just sit there. So, like, the gymnastics, I was in for that because, like, how they do that stuff. Or, Spenny, you and I were talking about it, that Swedish pole vaulter.
Yeah.
Dude went 20 and a half feet. 20 and a half.
True story.
How do you do that? That kind of stuff blows my mind, man. It really, truly does. It blows my mind. So, and now, am I all in? No, because if the Tigers are on, like last night I was watching the Tigers and things like that, but you know, there are things, if I turn it on, I'm more interested in the Turkish shooting guy. What a great story.
Legend.
That's so legendary.
What a great
I didn't know if that was
Dekic.
I didn't know if that was like security footage of someone holding up a liquor store.
No.
And come to find out, it was a dude in the Olympics.
Yeah,
Like,
one silver too. Just got off the couch and one silver.
And it was because his ex, he has an ex-wife, and he said that she said he couldn't do it. So he went out there, no equipment, no special treatment, and just slung it for silver.
And then give me the dog back. I mean, dude, you're a legend.
Yeah.
Don't take a man's dog. Don't do that.
Hand
okay?
in pockets, like just the whole stance is great, man.
Need a KDK Law. Little did he know.
Yeah, little did he know. We should have hit
What
up
do you got,
KDK
Freddie?
Law. I was just going to say, I love all of that. And the thing I like the skateboarding in the Olympics. I think that's dope. I think skateboarding is really cool. I love watching people skateboard. And at the Olympics, I think that's really cool.
Okay, so it's Thursday? Breakdancing is on.
Yeah,
or
I
is
was
it
about to
Friday?
say, I'm not going to let you forget
I'm
about
probably
that.
not going to watch breakdancing.
Well, we're going to have it on live. We're going to do like a watch party.
You're damn right. I think it's Friday, actually.
It's
but-
Friday.
It is Friday,
Yeah.
and it's happening during the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing play-by-play on that, definitely.
So, Sean, it'll be a breakdancing watch party.
I'm in.
What are you looking forward to?
Turbo breaking his leg and then coming back stronger than ever. I am showing my age, and I couldn't even give two craps. Breaking to electric
Boogaloo.
No, don't you have to check it out though?
I do. And it'll be the first
you
thing.
have to check it out.
It'll be the first thing I said. I felt like I'm doing a bad job. I'm a bad American. You know what it is for me, Sean? And this is going to sound awful.
Uh-oh.
And it is.
Can't be no worse than Mass.
It's awful like when it's in like Asia and Australia and stuff like that. It's still not optimal when it's in Europe, but it's like gotta be here for me. Like I can't watch something taped because you can't watch anything taped in this day and age. Because social media, you know what happened. It's gotta be here. It's gotta be here and it's gotta be live all the time. Sorry, I'll say it.
Well, and you know what it comes down to? I mean, and I'm glad for technological advances, but even to your point, I'm sure you remember the unbelievable story, the miracle on ice, when the United States beat the Soviet Union in 1980. It was on a Friday. The game was played during the day. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. Like, legitimately, nobody knew. There was no news outlet talking about it. And so you were all in to watch this game at 8 o'clock at night. And then, God rest his soul, Bill Bonds decides before the 15 minutes before the news starts, we talk about America's incredible win over the Soviet Union. I'm like, you son of a bitch, I just watched 2 periods and a half of this game and you just blew it. But you had to watch it. But it was a different generation. Neil, I say it all the time. The 1980 NBA Finals. Think about that. NBA Finals was tape delayed. The game where Magic Johnson goes out and says, I'm a rookie. I'm going to go play center because Kareem's out and I'm going to light it up for 42. It was tape delayed. So you couldn't even get away with it back then. There's no way in hell you're getting away with it now. I'm a tape-a-game guy, Neil, but more often than not, I don't end up watching the game.
You never do.
Because and it's ruined and it's not the same thing. It just isn't.
Young Justin, can you imagine that there was a time where games were not live? Could you even fathom?
I honestly, and I'm going to sound like such a Gen Zer here, I didn't even know that was the case for the Miracle on Ice, or even, I guess in general, I never knew that they were tape delayed.
Oh,
To that extent where you could hear from a different news outlet that something happened in the game, but you haven't even seen the whole thing. That's crazy to me. I couldn't even imagine.
It wasn't even in the news. That's that's why so many guys were pissed. Because, the guy's doing his job, all jokes aside. But, when you go, hey, coming up on 7 Action News, we talk about that incredible win. And I'm like, are you serious? I just invested all this time. My heart is literally beating out of my chest waiting to see if they beat the damn Russians and Soviet Union. And dude just blew it for us. And, that was the era that we grew up in, Neil.
There is some pushback on you calling Bill Bonds a son of a bitch.
He was a son of a bitch in that case. In that case. And, Bill, if you were alive, I'd tell you to your face. In that moment, Bill Bonds was a son of a bitch.
Woodward Sports Chat there before we get to the break and get into the Lions and Giants stuff. Freddie Felt 313. Neil, did you get any Cox merchandise? Last day we were in Columbia. We were one step ahead of the hurricane the whole time.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Nice.
It was an internal struggle, Freddie, especially there in Columbia. I wanted to get the Cox. I was going to get it for Spenny, but I remember you saying they don't fit your head.
Yeah, it's hard for me to shop for hats.
So I was going to get one because I felt you should have one, but then I remember you saying, hats don't fit my head.
Yeah, majority of them. I have to order special hats.
Like size 8 dome stuff.
Yeah. This is a special hat, special brand for giant heads.
Yeah.
All right.
Him and
All right.
Broder.
Yep.
Let's do this. Let's tell them about Dispo. Let's come back and let's get into this Lions Giants stuff because I got some things I want to run by Sean Belize and you, the fine people. Let's roll.
I will tell them about Dispo because you can save $10 at Dispo with a minimum purchase of $25. Just take this picture, scan this QR code, and you could do it. They've got the best product, the best atmosphere, the best staff, everything you need at Dispo Dispensary, especially their location in Romeo, which is the first cannabis mall in Michigan. Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week, walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Neil Rule here for Woodward Merch. That's right. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Get the Boot 'Em Kid shirt. Get it in there. Get the Welcome to Detroit
Boo the
shirt.
children.
All of it. The very best in Detroit sports wearables. Shop.woodwardsports.com. All right, we're off and running. We're back at it. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean here in the house. KG, Young Justin, Spencer Raster, third to first. Happy to have you with us. Jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread. Subscribe and get in there to that. John Effing Lord, women's breakdancing. Friday, during the show, I'm told. Women's breakdancing, right, Young Justin?
I believe it's both.
Both.
And I think they go like hand in hand. Like one is before, and then halfway through the show, we'll switch to the other gender.
We're going to have all the reaction, live reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Can America shock the world in women's break? We looked up the odds, Sean. I believe men are favorite. What? They are. Men have the overwhelming favorite. On the women's side, I believe we have the 7th or 8th choice.
No, we have third or fourth, and then 7th and 8th. We have
Is that
two
what it
people
is?
in the top 8. Yes.
Okay.
We'll be talking about Miracle in Paris. Are you kidding me? This will be legendary for years to come when the United States shows everybody that our cardboard was better than your cardboard. in the 80s.
Absolutely. Now, that is a concern because you are overseas.
Yeah.
What kind of cardboard are we talking about?
Ain't no cardboard. It's a mat, probably.
It's going to be Fiat boxes. Yeah, that they're going to be.
Yeah, instead of like a refrigerator or dryer box.
Yeah.
or
Can I
something
spray
like
it with WD-40? Are there any liquids that I can use to slick
It's
it
a
up?
legal substance. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
These are questions that need to be answered.
That's
That's
the spider
true.
tack of the breakdancing community.
Who is
Yeah.
the DJ for this event?
That's what we
That's,
don't know.
That's huge.
That's got to play a factor.
That can swing that can swing it to our side.
I feel like we have more questions than answers right now. All right, Sean, I'm gonna lean on you a little bit here.
All right.
I was out of town. I know camp started. I know the first game is tomorrow, as a matter of fact, with the Lions and the Giants. They had the joint practices. What did I miss, Sean? Break it down.
Nothing.
Cool. All right.
No, listen, all jokes aside, okay? I am one of those guys that it's camp. Been there, done that. However, this camp, this season obviously has a 100% different vibe. I think even the dudes that have covered camps for years, Neil, I know you've been out there, anybody else out there, this is a different vibe all because of expectations. So you know what we are going to do? We are going to look a little bit closer. Now, the situation yesterday, and Spenny, if you want to put up the vid again, like Malik Neighbors, there's for you. Okay, he fucked around and found out. Like that, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that, sometimes you have to stand up and have that. I don't make a big deal about the fights. They happen between teammates. They happen especially against other teams in these joint practices, because the fact of the matter is this. These guys don't want to be doing this. And they're tired of hitting each other. So, boy, shocker. You get some dudes from two different teams that are already tired of this whole process to begin with. Yeah, crap's going to start. But, Neil, I'm intrigued at Little Bucket.
I mean, it's a punk move. It's absolutely.
There's for you. You get what you get in a situation like that. There's for you. But the most exciting thing about this to me is how many times in years gone by, Neil, have we sat here trying to figure out a very prominent position or five with this football team? All of the debates we're having, in my opinion, are minuscule debates. They're just minuscule debates. We know that there's depth there. How does this guy fit within the depth, et cetera, et cetera? And again, it's a testament to what Brad Holmes has been able to do with this football team the last few years, and quite frankly, why the expectations are sky high, and rightfully so.
And for me, Sean, look, you hit that on the head, because I know that everybody's been starving for it, so we're going to make a big deal about it. And this was fun. This was a fun little thing here with the Malik Neighbors. It was interesting, though, to hear the New York media, and I was flipping around the social media, and hear the New York media piping in about Malik Neighbors. But yeah, both sides got fined, what, $200,000 or something like that. Mm-hmm. All NFL clubs were reminded in a memo last month that fighting is unprofessional conduct, would not be tolerated. That's Tom Pelissero, and whatever, whatever. That's fine. That's what it is. It was interesting to me to listen, and look, this is low key. I haven't heard anybody talk about this, and I'm glad that this kind of reminds me of it. Is the New York media just fawning over Malik Neighbors? About he was targeted 17 times and had 15 catches, or whatever the number was. Mm-hmm. He's been incredible. He's been absurd. All that kind of stuff. And for me, it comes back to this. You are the same dude that probably 2 weeks ago wrote your story about how Daniel Jones is so awful. Remember, Daniel Jones is the one throwing the foot. So which is it, New York media? Is Malik Neighbors the second coming, or does Daniel Jones suck? Because you can't. They're codependent on each other. They really rely on each other. So I was interested to catch the New York media doing what they do, just kind of fit in the narrative or whatever. But anyway, though, the point of the story is this. For me, Sean, what you said is right. There are no positional discussions for the most part. Things are what they are. The guys are locked up. The core guys are locked up. And for me, we're just sitting here. Now, the Neighbors thing, the vacuum of the Neighbors thing, am I concerned about that from past defense perspective? We are betting on a rookie parlay.
You got it.
We are. But you mean to tell me this rookie parlay won't be better than Sutton Toast and Kendall Vildor?
No, but I'm saying, though, the math says one's not going to work.
Well, yeah.
You see when you start reverse engineering this right now,
I get it.
The math says one not going to work. One is not going to work.
True, but they could both work.
But they could both work, no doubt. But that's kind of for the people that are like, oh no, here we go again with the pass defense. Guys, we got to remember this. This isn't your Madden game. You don't go draft that player you created and he's automatically great. It's just not the way it is. We are betting on a rookie parlay.
I think that's absolutely fair. And this is a both things can be true situation in my mind. Is you could sit back and say, well, it can't possibly be as bad as last year, right? And I feel a little bit better that it is Brad Holmes. I really do.
100%.
That Brad sat back and said, okay, this is a problem. We need to fix it. And we have to accept, though, based on what you said, there is the flip side to that. And for me personally, I'm going to keep banging this drum. I'm a little worried about the DNs. I'm not going to lie. I think that was a little bit of a concern to begin with. And then you have an injury, and then, so what are we going to do? Are we going to go back to those days of you ask any pro that has played this game? Are we going to go back to the days of trying to manufacture a pass rush? I don't like to manufacture a pass rush. It's not the worst thing on world. You know what I would like, though? I would like to have that come organically based on the pieces that you have. There are question marks. I don't think anybody, Neil, is sitting there saying that there aren't question marks. But to me, I guess I feel a little bit better because Brad Holmes is coming. And I know one of the things we're going to talk about. There are free agents. There are guys that are going to end up on the scrap heap. And I'm a firm believer in one team's trash can be another team's, I don't want to use the term treasure, but fit. And I think that's where the Detroit Lions are at right now. They're looking for fits. They're not looking for treasures. They're looking for fits because there's a hell of a lot of treasure in this Lions chest right now.
Detroit supremacy. Normal math says one won't work, but Brad Holmes' math says they probably will both work. And again, like, I'm not out here hating. I'm resetting where we're at right now. Mm-hmm. And I also, at the same time, I'm going to talk about that and say, like, the neighbors thing doesn't worry me because let's lace them up in November and see what happens. Let's let the defensive line have the ability to get to your quarterback and see if that doesn't change your perspective. I guarantee that it does. So it's funny to me to see New York media celebrating Malik Neighbors and then smashing Daniel Jones. Dan Jones threw the football to him on a dime, right? So that's cute to me. I like that.
Their spin is unbelievable. It's always been. Just hearing you say that. Remember the brawl the Tigers had with the Yankees a few years back, where Sanchez came up and absolutely sucker punched Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely sucker punch. They were like celebrating. Oh, did you see Sanchez get Miguel Cabrera? You coward! You came behind a dude and sucker punched him. Mm-hmm. Like, are you serious? Like that? Yeah. That's to be a play. But that's the way they are. You just move on. Danny Jones is now a great leader because a few days before that, Danny stepped up for his teammate, and he saw him get pushed to the ground. Daniel Jones still sucks. Mm-hmm. I don't care how much he leads, right?
Right.
Neil, it goes back to the time we were talking about this last week. Good guys. I don't want good guys. I don't even care about leaders, to be honest with you. If you can lead but can't play, go someplace else. We're at the point with this franchise right now where, you know what? I want dogs. I want guys that are going to go after it, that are going to get the job done.
Mike Bell, Neil, should the Lions consider easing both rookie cornerbacks as opposed to throwing them right into the fire from game one? And I'll lean on the coaching staff for that, man. Like, I'm not trying to be soft with the answer. I mean, they know the makeup of the dudes, right? They're the ones that drafted them. So, again, it is. It's one of those things. I think there's always going to be overreaction to it. You guys know where I stand on this, man. Like, the only thing in the world that counts is coming up in about 5 weeks.
Yep. And
that's it.
And that's the beautiful thing. And I think that's why this camp has a little different vibe. Look, unless you're just one of those people that you're looking to hate, if you can't understand that Lion fans are well within their right to think Super Bowl, I can't help you out. I honestly, and trust me, if you followed me in my career, I had no problem calling y'all slapdicks, okay? This is a team where I have no problem saying NFC champion going to a Super Bowl should be the expectation. So I think because of that, there is a different vibe, and we are maybe taking the magnifying glass out a little bit more, KG. Mm-hmm. Let's look at this. And
the stakes are high.
Yeah.
This is the highest stakes that you can play for right now.
Beautiful. Yeah. I love it. I'd rather have it this way than, trust me, during the decade of despair.
Decade of
No,
despair.
Handed me a shit
man,
sandwich every day. Doesn't that look good, huh?
Right.
Building
Decade of
something
despair.
special here.
That sounds like a mini series that's on Turner.
Yeah, it will. It will be.
Listen, we should do something like that. Can you imagine? Hey, put that on Netflix. The Decade of Despair. Just looking at what Matt Millen single-handedly did to this franchise.
It was horrible.
Get me?
Good Lord. All right, let's talk about the morning show. Everybody, wake up Woodward. You guys know the players. You guys know the game. Every morning, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10 a.m. Kool-Aid Flannel Sam, who is okay, by the way.
So good,
Yes.
you'll fall out of your chair.
You'll make you pass out. The show is so good. Rotor's there as well. KG, the
clowns,
coach
bro.
JB Smooth. For those that ask, Flannel Sam's in the back. He's cool.
Yeah,
he's
he's
fine,
good.
everybody.
Pretty cool.
The man eats like a 6-year-old child, and he acts like a 6-year-old child. He needs to be tougher, though. You can't be passing out on air.
Right.
If you took under 5 minutes before the joke started flying, you're a winner.
Yes.
Congratulations.
If you laid the minus
Yep.
5,000
Yes.
on it,
Right,
because
right.
that's what it was.
Bovada's
gonna be.
paying out hard right now.
Yeah.
The house.
Yeah, Flannel, be tougher. See if Flannel's
Be
tougher tomorrow.
Right.
All right. See
He
if
only had 5 minutes to go in the show.
Yeah,
I mean,
see
come
if
on.
he
Yeah.
can stay conscious for an
Can't
entire
hold
show.
it together for the final 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Final.
Hey,
Unprofessional.
can't miss the final 5 minutes of Wake Up Woodward tomorrow. See if Flannel Sam stays conscious. That soft ass Woodward Sports Network, Michigan's #1 sports network. Fact, not opinion.
The Ally Challenge presented by McLaren is back August 22nd through 25th at Warwick Hills and Grand Blanc. Be there for PGA Tour Champions Golf, Family Night, concerts, and more. Tickets start at just $15. Get yours at allychallenge.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences of the online and big box retailers. With one major difference, they're family and locally owned and operated for over 30 years. With 60 brands of food and nutrition experts to help you. Same day local curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belesian here in the house. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread as well. But we're talking training camp right now. Spenny, bring me up to speed. The Emmanuel Mosley thing.
Torn pec.
Torn pec.
Yeah.
What's that, about a half a season?
Yeah.
Damn.
About 12 to 14 weeks.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That is a
It's-
nasty.
Yeah.
CJ tore his in week 2 last year. He was back week 18.
Yeah.
That is a nasty injury, and I'm going to say it again 2 days in a row because you weren't here, Neil. If people haven't seen it before, think movie Aliens. Think movie. It rolls up in your chest, and there's this giant lump right there.
Yeah.
And you're half expecting a giant alien to come popping out. It is a nasty injury. That just sucked for that guy. I mean, just can't catch a break.
Yeah. So that kind of sucks. But again, guys, you're not walking in January. You don't have all these same dudes. It's not the same 22 dudes in January.
Yep.
That's facts.
So, and it's cold to say, but we move on because that's what the good teams do.
All you got to do. That's exactly it.
Like that's what it is. Any bring me up to speed, James Houston. Anything? Anybody?
I haven't heard
Not
anything
much.
significant about him.
Nobody
though.
said a word.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No news is good news, my pops used to say. So.
All right, that's fair. All right, so I just wanted to get up to date on that as well, and just see what I missed, and I'm guessing not much, just a bunch of training camp stuff. Are people concerned? Secondary stuff, the Malik Neighbors thing, parlayed with the Mosley thing.
I'm not yet.
It raises your eyebrow though. I can tell.
little, yeah,
I know that look on your face.
Yeah, a little bit. But I guess if I'm being fair, this was we're going to have to wait and see proposition anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It really was. Based on, again, what you just said in the last segment. This was a let's wait and see proposition. I don't think you are going to win anybody over one way or the other until you see it on the field. And if Matthew Stafford goes and lights them up, well, then everybody and their brother's going to cry and go, I told you, see? And if those guys perform, people are going to say, I told you, see? And they're going to use that small sample size. But right now, honestly, Neil, I don't think we have enough data to decide one way or the other. That was all along, whether people wanted to admit it or not, even if you try to force it on the plate, this is a wait and see. I don't think there's anything anybody can say. There's nothing that's going to happen in an exhibition game, to be sure, that's going to make me go, shwoo, boy, that's one less thing to worry about. I'm sorry, it's still exhibition football.
Yeah.
Have the people ran to the get Xavier Howard.
No.
Like, you know how they just run to the free agent list and say, go sign this guy?
Well, I mean, we
Yes,
talked
they have.
We talked about it a little bit on the morning show because of the E-Man injury. Maybe
Was Sam still conscious for this discussion, or had he passed out already?
At this point, yes. But, you know, with the E-Man injury, we talked about maybe bringing in another veteran. Of course, Stephon Gilmore has been the name of the offseason because his brother is here. But I don't think it would be a bad thing if they brought a veteran corner in. But overall, I think they're still good. They have a lot of depth there. And,
so they're good, but they're not good.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of like us.
Yeah, pretty much.
We good, but we not good.
I don't know if we ever gonna be good.
Man, that's disappointing.
I know, man. We working on it though. we don't gotta call KDK. We gonna figure this out, man.
all right, we will. No, I mean, I guess, Sean, that is the one thing, right? Because I hear it, and for me it's a little different because I operate differently than most, going back to last segment, talking about the rookie parlay at the cornerback spot, where it's in my nature to think one of them's not going to work because I take the analytical approach to it. You put Mosley down, and look, if you're in a spot where you were counting on Mosley, you're in a bad spot. I'll just say it like that because of the track record. My eyebrow is raised, and I don't like where it's trending. I'll just say that. And it's not doom and gloom. Everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. I wore my Lions hat today. We're
but
good.
You said that all that matters is the regular season. That's why I'm surprised to hear you say that.
No, but and that's where I go back to. However, if you want to lean, Sean, I'm mildly worried about. It's just you parlay that with the Kaminsky thing, which people forgot about.
Got it. That's
Who
where I
was a
going.
quality depth guy.
No, he was, yeah.
Your kicker is out for the year as well. I don't like the start. Like when you play a round of golf and you bogey the first. I feel like that's where we're at with it. Like we're not off to a great start.
You think
There's nothing wrong with looking at this analytically or logically, and I think sometimes people kind of take that the wrong way. Can we play the game of what if? All right, is it safe to say that losing John Kaminsky hurts? Right.
Yeah.
This was a guy that we thought was going to take some pressure off of Hutch and make that unit better. So you take him out, right? Now, can the answer still lie within? Yes. Before you start yelling, yes. The answer can still lie within. But I don't think you're looking at both sides of the coin, and quite frankly, you're becoming that which you detest, as we brought up New York media just a few minutes ago. If you don't say, okay, what if what Neil Rule is saying is right? What if one of these guys hits and the other one's kind of struggling? What if some of those issues from last year become more prevalent up front, and all of a sudden this unit has to take from something else to try to generate that pass rush? Is it, oh my gosh, World War III, we're going 9-8 now? No, but I think if we're looking at this logically and analytically, those are questions that we have to say. Now, my default mode right now is Brad Holmes. Cool. I'm cool. I got pretty good faith. I'm going to say it again, Neil. I think he's got the biggest credit line in town, and I don't have a lot of reason to doubt him. But I think what you're saying is logical. You're not hating.
No.
You're saying, hey, there's two sides of this. Let's look at this logically.
Yeah. I don't think it's hate either, but I would go a step further and say, wouldn't you want him to be kind of getting burnt, I guess you would say, in training camp? Because, I mean, Malik Neighbors is one thing, but he is going to go against bigger, badder receivers, Justin Jefferson, things throughout the season. He's going to have to learn from these things. So I would much rather him be getting cooked up in training camp right now. That way he, as the
Well,
season
I
comes,
would rather
he can
him be
better
shutting
adjust.
people down.
Well,
Like,
of course.
if
would
we're
all
going to do
love
this route,
In
no,
a
I would
perfect
prefer
world,
that he be really,
we
really
would
good.
love Revis Island, but that's just not realistic. Lockdown corners don't really exist in NFL football these days.
I agree with you.
So, yeah, we just want him to be able to learn from his mistakes and adjust. So I don't necessarily mind it. It's not DEFCON 5. He's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes.
I agree. Terry Foster and I were talking about that last week, Neil. I'm going to jump right on that. The way the game has changed, there isn't a Revis Island. There isn't a Deion Sanders taking away half of the field anymore. You can still be one of the best corners in the game. But when you've got so many people running amok down the field and so many options, man, the game has changed. That's the reality of it. You know, you just want to make sure that you have a unit. And part of that goes back to what we were just talking about. Yeah, I want to be cool with the defensive backfield, but I want to get that pass rush. Tony Dungy said it like 15 years ago, and I, honest to God, I think nobody paid attention to him for a good 10 years, okay? Do you know what the National Football League is today? What can my quarterback do to you, and how can you get to the other team's quarterback?
Yeah.
That's the National Football League. You can drop defense wins championships. You can drop all that. I mean, that's the league.
Special team swings game.
That's the way. Like, tell me I'm wrong though. Like, that's the NFL today. They're certainly made rules to that effect. They're calling the game to that effect. It is what can our quarterback and what he has at his disposal do to your team, and how can you disrupt our quarterback? I mean, that's the National Football League today.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump in to there. Get your thoughts out there. And get in. The Ski Mask Boy. I'm on United Flight 2185, ready for departure. Shout out. I hope you have a good trip. Skies were bumpy yesterday. I'm not going to lie.
I hate turbulence.
And I'm not a guy that is, for all the flights I do, I'm cool with all of it.
Yeah.
Until I see the flight attendant sit down and strap up and it's mid-flight.
That shit
I
is
do not
scary.
like that.
I hate that.
I do not like that at all.
I watched Top Gun on my flight back from Colorado. It made me feel like the pilot was a pussy. Like, why aren't you doing barrel rolls and shit like they are in Top Gun? Like,
Right.
Look at Maverick out there going crazy. Rooster's looking
Right.
pretty good. You're just flying in a straight line. Like, how impressive is that?
Hey,
That's
all I'm
such a
saying,
spenny answer.
I'm saying is Denzel flew a plane upside down on
That's
coke
true.
and alcohol.
That is
so
true.
I'm just saying, like,
You know, especially if you're flying out west, if you're going someplace out west, you just accept the fact that moment you just described, Neil, it usually starts with this. Okay, folks, we're heading to the Rockies, and it looks like there's some kind of disturbance. You just accept the fact that there's going to be disturbance at the Rockies, and maybe order an extra whiskey or
bourbon
five.
them up.
Right. Just I'm cool. Just let me get a little medicine to me, and I'll be okay.
Get the good times flowing. That's what I like to do. Woodward Sports chat thread. Q-Ball93, our biggest loss is Badgley. How's Jake Bates been doing?
yeah, I was just there's something for you to rag on me on.
Oh, the room got quiet all of a sudden. That's weird.
Hey, no, Neil, right here, me, because I've been the biggest supporter of Jake Bates
How's
here
he
so
doing?
far. He hasn't been consistent, but I mean, this is something that could possibly right as the season goes along.
So he's not making
We don't know.
80% of his kick.
He's not.
Kicking is so important today because that's another one of those things. Like, even in the last 10 years, okay? Neil, there was a time if a dude was routinely hitting 49-yard field goals, all of us were going, wow, okay? That's nothing. Okay, so I get the length. I get that people get all excited about Bates banging 58, 59, 60, etc., okay? But if you're not hitting those 35s, 38s, and 42s, those got to be gimmies today, man. That's just that they got to be gimmies today. So I didn't hear your take on it. I kind of can pick up on it. I felt the same way. I don't care how big your leg is. I couldn't care less.
I don't either.
I don't care, okay? We are running into the same situation a lot of people felt we were in last year. Okay, I'm not in a position right now where I trust my kicker a whole heck of a lot to go out there and make a kick that should be, key and operative word, should be automatic. And that's a concern. I don't know how anybody else can say it. To your point, all right, if dude goes out there and goes 4 for 4 one game, 3 for 3 the other, okay, cool,
Yeah.
we're fine. But if That was the MO. And the reason why he hadn't really caught on in the National Football League to begin with, and we're seeing this in camp, well, yeah, red flag has to go up. It has to go up. But I'm also going to say there are a lot of answers sitting out there with these kickers. All right? It's not quite like I got to go find myself an edge or I got to go find. There's a lot of answers sitting out there. I think for obvious reason, people are kind of pulling for Bates.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure he's going to do it. I hope he proves me wrong.
Riley Patterson got cut again.
Yeah.
Run it back.
Bring him home?
Yeah.
Are we bringing him home? Are we bringing kickers home?
Riley Patterson.
Bring him home. We starting the campaign, Spenny? It's early for a bring him home
Bring
campaign.
home Riley Patterson.
Let's loosen. Guys, we can't just come down here and do everything in one day.
You're
all right?
right,
Like,
right.
we got crack your knuckles a little bit, man.
Yeah, loosen up.
Loosen up a little. Let's ease into this,
Should
everybody.
I pass out?
Tell them about Lady Jane.
Lady Jane's. Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. You can stop in, sit back, relax, and let one of Lady Jane's talented stylists make you look and feel great. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
One of the best summer traditions in Michigan is back. That's right, it is the Ally Challenge. The PGA Tour champions, they return August 22nd to the 25th, so it's almost here out there at Warwick Hills Golf and Country Club. $2 birdie beers, concerts. It's a party. Summer's not done yet, so make sure you get out to the Ally Challenge. And, hey, tons of great golf, tons of good beer, concerts as well. What more do you need? Go to allychallenge.com.
And let me tell you about Guardian Alarm. Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night. No, a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800-SAY-OUT. That's 1-800-SAY-OUT, and let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
All right, keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belizean here in the house. We got KG, Young Justin in the building, Spencer Raxter as well. Young Justin, when you go back to Western, man?
August 28th or something like that, 26th.
What's the date of the first Michigan football game?
31st.
Oh yeah, you knew that right away, didn't you? Don't know when you go to the college you go to, but you know when Michigan's football game.
Oh, did you set a trap?
Right.
Neil,
He was looking for a reason.
Yeah, that's brutal.
That
but
was something.
I'm on.
Wow. No, I'm in awe. Don't think I'm dissing you. No, I'm in that.
I
Was
was like, when did you get a concert?
No, that was. Listen, that you want to follow a pro. You know how you get him in? You fake like you fucking care.
Yeah.
And that's it. You should. Justin's eyes lit up, and Mr. Rule asked me when I'm going back to school. And Neil just went bam with that bear trap.
You are watching a master at work.
Neil's out, or Justin's out 4 to 6 weeks now after that bear
4 to
trap
6
punches
weeks.
leg.
For real. Well, to be completely honest, I feel like I should have learned more, honestly. I feel like I wish that I talked to you more one-on-one to kind of figure out some more of your insider trade, because that was it was remarkable.
elite.
You tried
No,
to
it's
be
elite.
Like that.
Like,
it
you
is
can
elite.
call it what it
It
is.
was a
It's
master
elite.
class.
Yeah, it was a master class.
You
It was
could
elite.
go on like Netflix and Neil Rule How to Get Over. That's your master class right there.
Mike O'Neill, you could do stand-up comedy if you wanted to. I've always wanted to give that a try. I have, for real. I think that would be
You
that
would
be a lot
be
of
a smash with that.
fun. I don't know about all that.
Nah,
but
you
yeah.
got it.
71 Mad Cats. Stay out of losing points in stoppage time, Detroit City. Let's get the job done against the Hounds tonight. Yes. DCFC in action tonight at Keyword,
Yeah.
CBS Sports Network.
How are they doing?
They keep giving up leads at the end, man. It's tough. Tough way to go. You're getting draw points instead of win points, man.
Yeah.
Like,
How they looking in the USL conference as a whole?
I mean, they're still in a solid spot to
Okay.
make the playoffs, but the top of the conference is
Yeah.
kind of left the building on them. So that's what it is. This weekend, by the way, Detroit 50, CBS Detroit 50. I'll be on the call for the game in Las Vegas. So
Tap
and then
in.
Saturday night, Paramount Plus, Galazzo Network. I'll have the Pittsburgh San Antonio.
Oh,
game.
that's a flex.
So-
Paramount Plus. Okay.
Yeah. We're in there, so we got to fly back Friday night and get done with the show. We fly back down to South Florida, the second most humid place on earth.
Yeah, it is. I don't know, New Orleans. New Orleans is bad.
New Orleans
too.
is pretty bad
New
as well.
Orleans is
No,
awful.
absolutely. But we're talking training camp. We're talking NFL football there. And I was just getting brought up to date by everybody. So I appreciate all of your guys' efforts with it. I know that people wanted to get my take on this. So the Michigan thing.
Yeah.
Mike G doesn't take on it.
So here's the thing, Sean. And again, I'll lean on you with this, because you were here when it was going down and stuff like that. Can you kind of reset it for me? Where you were, where the people were, and then I'll kind of respond.
My opinion on this has not changed since day one.
That's kind of where I am with it.
Like, I didn't learn anything that I didn't already know, okay? And you know as well as I do, we live in a society today where you have people that will legitimately look you right in the face and tell you you didn't see what you saw.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't hear what you saw. So
I know there's one.
The reaction
There's
from a
one
lot
in
of
this room.
The reaction from a lot of Michigan fans, a lot. I'm going to say it again.
Yes.
A lot of Michigan fans didn't surprise me. I wasn't surprised at it. Neil, I felt then. I feel now. Okay, and I think you and I talked about this many, many months ago. You're the national champions. That's it. You don't have anything to apologize for. I never, ever, ever apologize for a win, and I don't think you have anything to apologize for. However, we all know what happened. Deep down inside, you know what happened, and you can never, ever take the moral high ground again, because that's something, whether you guys want to admit it or not, is inconsequential. We know, the rest of us, that there's been a lot of this over the years. We don't do it that way. Look at Georgia. Look at Alabama. Look at Ohio State and tattoos. We don't do it that way. You did it that way. You won that way. Don't apologize for it. I don't. And Neil, nothing's going to happen.
No.
You're not going to have any wins taken away. They're not going to take away your national championship. Your coach may get suspended a few games, but I know this, okay? There's no way in hell that nobody knew who this guy was. He was not a lone wolf. That was him on the sidelines at Central Michigan, and I refuse to believe that nobody on 2 college football programs knew that this guy was doing what he was doing. I absolutely, categorically deny that, and so do you. And I've been flipping it this way. For a few days now. Neil, can you imagine if an Ohio State coach was caught at Bowling Green, at Toledo, wearing a Toledo Rocket hat at a Michigan game? Can you imagine the uproar from that? A Michigan State fan wearing pick a school, Eastern Michigan, an Eastern Michigan hat on the sideline at the Big House. Stop it. You would be furious. understand why everybody else is furious, laugh at it, and say we're national champs, and we'll all carry on with our day. It's okay. Now that we all know, we can all carry on with our day.
Where were you?
And like, look, I know that everybody.
Right.
And Spenny, like, I could tell you had tone in the show sheet.
Yeah.
You had tone in the show sheet.
I did.
Like, I feel like you guys wanted something out of me.
I did.
No, come
KG's
on.
got
Come
a
on.
tone
This
look
is-
on his face
This
right
is
now.
this is
What?
tailor made for you, man. Come on now.
Nothing
This
is
is why
different.
we missed you.
No, nothing is different. Nothing will change. They're not gonna bowl ban Michigan or any of that stuff.
no.
Because they need you guys.
Yeah.
They need your fan base.
Absolutely.
Because you guys are gonna watch. You guys are gonna deny reality of what happened and all that kind of stuff. And that's fine because it doesn't matter.
Well,
Because there are no consequences.
Not everyone, okay? So just not the fan base as a whole. There are certain fans
No, it's
that
all of you.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. But
Did it happen?
yes, they took advantage of a loophole, a legal loophole.
Well,
by the way,
it wasn't illegal.
Yeah, well, I'm just there's no rule against it. You can steal signs, okay? That's
In-person scouting.
I understand, but
Illegally recruiting your quarterback.
the
as
reason
well.
why I always say they got nothing because if they had something significant or something to where they could take away wins or a championship, they don't have that. So, and even the people that have been naysayers against Michigan that have reported on this even said as much. The worst that'll probably happen is a slap on the wrist suspension for Sharon Moore because he was directly involved.
I do, however, have a new angle on this.
Oh, God.
that I
Here we
am
go.
curious to get Michigan fans' take on.
Here we go. All right.
So, what do Michigan fans think of Pete Carroll?
I think he's a fine college coach. He was a fine NFL coach.
That's basically what Jim Harbaugh is. He's the Pete Carroll of Michigan right now.
See,
Did what was needed to be done to win, and before the hammer fell, dodge town.
well, yes,
Got out of town.
In that
and that's
sense,
exactly what he did. And Sharon Moore is the guy that's got to stand there and let the hammer fall on him.
Yeah, in that sense, yes. But I mean,
That's what he is. No, but you guys, whenever we talked about Pete Carroll, it was you people
Not
that were
all
all
of-
like, "Oh, Pete Carroll,
Scumbag.
he's scumbag, cheater,
never said
scumbag,"
that.
and then got out of town right before the hammer fell.
I've
That's
never
what
said
Jim
that.
Harbaugh.
We
is.
brought that up last week. It's funny that you brought. I brought up Pete Carroll. Pete was on one side of L.A. and he saw the torches coming, and he jumped right in the
Yeah.
Pacific Ocean and swam his way all the way up to Washington. I mean that's what happened. And again, I'm going to say, Jim, you got nothing. You got nothing to hang your head about. Michigan fans, like, I'm being serious. I hope I said it last week. I'll say it. You got nothing to hang your head about. Nothing.
Yeah.
You won the national championship. Period. I think that the issue that I have right now, and I brought this up to the guys before the show, Neil, now there is this Sparty fan or Buckeye fan is having a lot of fun at our expense. You guys need to know you're getting killed all across the nation for a reason.
And Sean, that's been my thing
It
with
isn't
it.
just Buckeye fan. It isn't just Sparty fan. There's a reason why so many people are having fun at your expense because a lot of you, not all of you.
Thank you.
That's for you.
Thank you.
A lot of you, not all of you, are denying something that's sitting right in front of your face. And the term moving the goalpost, Neil, is in full effect right now.
And Sean, this is it. I'll give you what you wanted to some degree here. This is it. It hasn't changed for me, and it's still the same in that you won the championship. You did. You illegally recruited your quarterback.
See, here we go.
You in-person scouted, which was also illegal, and it's fine.
But Neil,
because you did it and
No.
you won the championship.
But Neil, can I ask you something?
And you get your T-shirt and you have your hat, you have your ring. You do. You don't get to choose how the rest of the nation perceives it.
I just want
You
to
don't.
agree. I just want to ask you about something in particular. You always bring that up. You always say
because it
this is what I've wanted Michigan to always do.
And that is
I
it,
was
KG.
right.
You guys
know
are
that-
still mad at me
But
because
no.
I was right.
But no, if this is something that you were just so right about and this is something that you wanted Michigan to do, why do you feel the need to bring it up every single time you bring up
Because
Michigan?
it's part of the story.
You don't bring that up with Nick Saban. You don't bring that up
Yeah,
with
I do.
Pete Carroll. You don't
I
bring that up.
I told you the
You don't bring
stories.
that up with Urban Meyer.
I've been in
I've never heard
Alabama.
you do that.
I've been there and talked to the people that told me how it goes down. Did I not sit on this microphone many times and tell you when there's a bar fight in Tuscaloosa, 2 cop cars show up? The one that takes the students that were involved to the jail, and the other one that takes the football players that were involved to the coach's house.
Yeah.
And that same police officer sits at the 50-yard line on Saturday.
It's just
that's how it works.
I get that, but when you bring up Alabama's championships, you never.
I tell that story all the
Alabama was a
time.
national champion, but they had players arrested and people didn't know
Right.
about it. You don't never add that.
Can
You
I-
just only seem to add it with the Michigan.
Can
That's
I
my
throw
only
this
thing
in
with
though?
you.
Do you know what I think the difference is? Honestly, do you know what I think the difference is?
What?
Is all the people out there, again, you're not one of them, that are saying you didn't see what you saw.
Yeah.
They're the people that are left scrambling because there are human beings out there, and a lot of them, who literally saw all those pictures of Connor Stallions on the sideline.
Right.
That's not him. I found this
He's got a
guy.
beard,
I found this
right.
guy who's an RA at the dorm. That's him. He's
Right.
the sophomore
He's
RA
wearing CMU
at the
gear.
freshman dorm. That's him. So because we had to go through that whole routine, and sorry, I refuse to believe that the coaches didn't know. And part of that was, oh, come on, he was so low level, he didn't have contact with those coaches. Well, the video of him in the OC or DC's ear might tell a different story. And now the text, regardless of what was in those 52 texts, those texts also tell the story that he had contact at least with Coach Moore. So again, if those were the hills that you were willing to plant your flag on, and so many of you were, those flags must be ripped out and you have to find some other hill to plant your flag on. And to me, that's my issue with this. If you said to me right now, I know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I can't deny it. We're the national champs. I go, cool, best of luck in 2024. That's my feeling. I
Yeah,
swear
I
to
hear
God,
you.
that's my.
I hear
It
you.
happened. Let's all move on.
Did they illegally recruit the quarterback?
Yes.
Okay, then what are we arguing about?
But
did they illegally in-person scout?
But we don't bring this up with the other program.
I do all the time.
I don't hear you do that.
I tell the story on this microphone all the time.
I just don't hear you
and
do
guess
that.
what? And guess
At
what else is
every-
next
every
now?
single turn.
Guess
That's
what
right.
else is next now? Like again, you don't get to choose how it's perceived. And the people in the South, the people in the SEC, when you guys go back to being normal now, they're going to laugh at it. You are Auburn.
Yeah.
If you don't continue to win, you're Auburn. And that's not goalpost moving. That's how dynasties work.
And I've agreed with you with that. Even when you were gone, I brought up the fact that you were right about that. It is a certain window that they need to get back to winning in order to show that this wasn't all a fluke. I do agree with that. But as far as everything else, I mean, it just is what it is, man. Like
I think there's a difference. So we were talking about this, and I agree with your Auburn analogy, but I think there's also a middle there. Okay, instead of Natty 6-7, 7-6, 6-7,
Yeah.
where you're just a fraud. If you go Natty 9-3, 10-2, 11, I'm not going to hate on you. Tom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Auburn theory still stands. If that's what happens, get ready for a shitstorm. If that's what happens, get ready for everybody to say.
And that's not unfair. That's
No,
not
it's
unfair
not
for you to
it's
say.
not. It's not.
Totally legitimate. Get ready for everybody, and I mean everybody, to sit back and say, what changed in 21, 22, and 23? People are going to say that whether you like it or not. You just have to accept now that this is part of it. Do you know how you avoid some of that? Is
Win more.
Don't go Auburn.
Yeah, you gotta keep
if you,
winning,
If you go 9-3, 10-2, stuff like that, well, that's not going Auburn, but you're not necessarily in the national power category either. Because to me, with Auburn, the Chisholm, it was all or nothing. It was Natty, look at us, we're a
Right.
machine.
Fell off a cliff.
We're 6-7, maybe 8-5. Well, that's not good enough. That's not good enough.
Dante 151, can we please stop with the kiss the ring BS? That's a stupid saying.
Oh, that ain't gonna stop.
The same goes with the little brother stuff. I
Right.
mean, people need to give it up.
That
also,
ain't gonna stop either.
Harbaugh needs
Trying
to
to force his little brother.
Harbaugh needs to shut up and go away. No, Harbaugh. Harbaugh's the smartest man in the room.
Yeah,
man.
did you see the press conference when they asked him about it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
you know.
a Pete Carroll. He's
Yeah.
your Pete Carroll.
As-
So the same guy you guys
It's
clown,
not
he's
exa-
your Pete Carroll.
It's a good comparison.
No,
Not
it's exactly Pete
Not
Carroll.
exactly. There was.
Oh, you're right. One of them's won a Super Bowl in one hand.
no.
You guys
all
can
right.
get all pissed at Paul Feinbaum if you want, but he nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
He did.
If you haven't seen his rant yet, and the accompanying stories. He basically came out and he said, I've been thinking about all these bad things that I was going to say about Michigan. But you know what?
I bet he was.
God bless you, Jim Harbaugh. You got away with it. You're a genius, and he's not wrong. Like what he said, there's nothing wrong with it. You got away with it.
I admire Jim for it.
You're not going to get punished.
Michigan Astros.
You have a memory forever. Everybody's got their gear. You ran off back to the NFL, which everybody knew you were going to do one day anyway. Let's not kid ourselves, Jim. Everybody wins.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That was always the plan.
People got mad at Feinbaum for that. What part of that was a false statement?
It wasn't. It's just Paul Feinbaum's history.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
all.
Was it his tone?
It's the messenger.
Was it his tone?
Exactly.
It's the messenger.
Exactly.
All right, we totally biffed the break there. Tell them about Swiss Insurance.
I will know now more than ever. It is crucial to have your insurance reviewed. Swiss Insurance will make sure your carrier is not slipping in extra fees. Call Mark at Swiss Insurance today at 313-530-1698. That's 313-530-1698, or go to SwissINS.com. It's Swiss Insurance.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down. Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Join the best youth football league in Metro Detroit, the Boys and Girls Club, the Southeastern Michigan's 3C Sports League. They offer youth ages 5 to 14, 6 exciting teams to choose from in Detroit, Belleville, Highland Park, and East Point. All coaches are trained, certified, and undergo background checks. You can register for football or cheer. There's a cheer program as well at bgcsm.org. Equipment, meals, transportation, all included for a chance to play for a championship at Ford Field for just $175 per child. Put the youth back in youth sports with BGCSM 3C Sports. All right, hour number 2, Sean Belizean in for DMAC. Neil Rule here with you, KG, Young Justin, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. People get fired up, man, and I don't get it. 216JF, Neil wanted Michigan to win more than anyone else, to the point where he advocates cheating. I mean, you did have to do it to win. I was right. You needed an edge. You just did. Right, KG? Do you admit you guys cheated?
I admit, yes, there were things done.
Then we're done.
But
okay, then we agree. So then
to me, cheating means outright affecting games or the outcome of games.
Like getting your quarterback.
Really?
That's what one of the things Sean, help me. Is that one of the things you cheated at? Because last segment you said it was.
Yes, but the way it's just the way you frame stuff, though.
But we can't say anything. Like, we did cheat. Like, it's that simple. And it is what it is. You're the national championship, and you know you don't want to hear it. But kiss the ring. We don't give a shit.
I just want to hear.
You're not wrong.
Just keep it,
I don't argue with things that aren't wrong.
That's
I am consistent.
Just do it with the other teams.
What?
Every time you bring up another team,
tell me a team.
Another team in their championship, bring up their caveats. That's all.
I do with Alabama all the time.
I don't hear that from you, though.
He hasn't been in studio, but I guarantee you he would have brought up the Georgia driving stuff if he was in the building.
They can do what they want.
Exactly.
A person died, and it didn't matter, and it's not going to matter.
Aaron Hernandez and the Pouncey twins killed people,
Yeah.
and they still won championships.
Yeah.
College football
I
is
just
one of the
don't hear y'all
dirtiest,
bring that up. That's
scummiest
all.
places in the. Everybody knows this, except for
you
Michigan
want-
fans.
you want-
Apparently,
And it's literally, it's not even, it's just the way Neil delivers it.
No, but KG,
it's-
what do you mean?
No,
I
it's just
changed the facts.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that the way you deliver it, it's like these things have never ever happened with any other school ever.
No, KG,
Like-
I think part of this, and I cannot
CK,
stress this enough.
CK, it's all hearsay at this point.
Now there's a second point to that. Because of people like that, that's why this stays alive, okay?
Yeah.
The second part to that is, and I don't know if it was you, how many times when we have these conversations, when Neil brings up something, when I brought up something on the radio, when I say, yes, these places cheat, we all have to accept it and move on.
Yeah.
We don't do things like that at Michigan. I'm not saying that was you.
I get it.
I'm not saying that was you.
I've never been on the Michigan Pride bandwagon.
Yeah,
all
but that
shit. Yeah.
and I think that's part of it. Not now that moral high ground is gone.
I don't care about being the villain. I don't.
No, and nor should you. You won a championship.
Yeah.
Who gives? What is more interesting to me? And I was going to watch it anyway. We're all going to watch the Connor Stallions thing, right? I don't think there's going to be anything of substance in there. I just don't. Can I hope for one thing? I just want him to admit that was him on the sideline at Central.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm looking for. Because if you think this former military guy who's whack job enough to come out with this 7,000-page manifesto is ever going to throw anybody under the bus at the University of Michigan, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
There is
That's
going
right.
to be nothing of substance in that. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch it and immediately text Neil or one of you guys and go, well, that was the waste of time I thought it was.
Right.
The one thing that I want, just for the real special crazies out there, I want to see Connor Stallions with his own mouth say, of course that was me at Central Michigan. Because while everybody in this room knows that, there's a special brand of crazy out there that's still arguing that.
Yeah.
Right? So that's my only want. That's my only ask from that.
It's just with Neil. It just seemed like you having your cake and eating it too. If you
do you
wanted Michigan to do this,
Well, I am because I was right.
Yeah, okay, but why need to bring it up at every turn? If you wanted them to
This is
do
what
it,
happened.
Because it's part of the story. It will always be a part of the story.
and when we
You
talk
can,
about
you
other
can,
people's
you can try to
stories,
whitewash it off all you want.
I'm
It's
not.
always going to be a part of the
I have
story.
no problem with that.
Especially if you
I
don't
have no
get
problem
back
with that.
and continue to do it.
But even with Belegian, he will be like, okay, y'all won the national championship.
I said that.
Stop. Yeah, but it's always the extra sentences after. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. And it's only from you.
Here's the good
It's
Michigan
the
man
Neil
Broder.
tone.
Good Michigan man Broder
Yes,
in
you're
the
the
chat.
national championship. You had to illegally recruit your quarterback, but you're the national champion.
But Sean don't feel the need to
It's
do that
awesome.
every time.
But it's
though,
beautiful.
right?
Hey, okay, you ready? He's not
It's
wrong.
my only
He's
thing.
not wrong.
He's not. He's not. I just don't want to hear every single time.
And the good Michigan man Broder in the chat. It was him on the sidelines. Was he working for Michigan at the time? Was he working for Central? Was he working for a future MSU opponent? Was his network around the country working for him?
Well,
He's an international super spy now, I guess.
That's what I posted
Austin
the other day.
Powers.
He's
Austin
secret
Powers.
agent man.
Yeah.
And nobody knew he was there. And nobody has any idea how he was there.
loud,
Yeah.
it's wild.
It sounds ridiculous.
Insane.
Was he working for the FBI to get like
Nobody knew.
He was working for Russia.
Here, can I give you, and Neil, you probably know this, okay? And this is whether it be at broadcast. There comes a time before a college football game where they basically clear the field, okay? They really, honestly, they clear the field. Especially if I saw this at MAC levels or GLIAC levels where I called games, especially in the Big Ten. And I've been down on that Michigan State field many times before a game. Honest to goodness, I'm telling you the truth.
So was Connor Stallion.
So is Connor Stallion. There comes a point in time where they tell you to leave. There are certain passes with certain access. And you can get a pregame field pass and things like Connor Stallions had to be given pregame and in-game passes and access.
They'll hunt you down.
Spenny, you just don't get that.
If you don't have those passes, they will
You don't
find you.
get that
Yeah.
because you know somebody who knows somebody.
Right.
Okay? Especially to stand in between the 20s, okay? You might sit in the corner if you're, a former player. They always have the obligatory interview. Look who's here, Tyrone Wheatley, the star from 1992. Or, you're some incredible donor. To be there between the 20s where the staff is, ain't happening.
No.
Is not. Trust me, when I was doing sidelines for games before I jumped in the booth, I got shit walking behind the fans. Who are you? Who are you? I'd have to put my fan. They know. Let's not pretend they don't know.
Well, they don't know everything.
Right.
But one thing you do know is if you're buying or selling a home, you just got to go to Mark White, because dreaming of buying a new home but feeling the financial pinch, Mark White & Associates, your trusted real estate experts, will help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 to your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call Mark White & Associates today at 248-290-8242 or visit markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242. Mark White, make your dreams come true.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience. It's called the Feldman Advantage. There's 18 locations, so here's all you got to do. Listen up. You want a car? Go to feldmanauto.com. We know about Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. They are Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. However, did you know Chevy, Kia, Ford, whatever you want, feldmanauto.com, they have a dealership that can get you in, get you out, get your car. Hell, you can start the buying process online. Think about it, everybody. And don't sleep on the service department as well. They are top-notch. Feldman Automotive. All right, keeping it. What? Back at it. Big D Energy, Neil Rule, Sean Belesian in for D-Mac. Sean?
Can I please bring up, I want to bring up Men in Black, all right? There's that line in Men in Black from Tommy Lee Jones where he goes, "They're not in person. A person is not dangerous. People are dangerous." Because we're having logical conversations with a couple Michigan fans in here, right? You bring a bunch of Michigan fans in here. If there was a studio audience in here right now, that's when this starts, right? They're furious at you. And that's what happens like in chat rooms right now. Do you know what you're most mad at right now? And I kid you not. You are most mad at, you can't be mad at Neil and you can't be mad at me. That's what you're most mad at.
Correct.
I know that. You know that, okay? And I have 2 guys, people, individuals in here are going, yep. Now, one of those people doesn't like the added sentence that Neil always brings up. I'm down with that.
Okay,
You said it.
No,
why can you say it and I can't?
It's only because
KG?
No,
say the reason why, KG. What reason is that?
Let me talk. It's only because you claim to not be a Michigan hater or you don't dislike Michigan.
I'm indifferent.
But at every turn, it seems like you're more on the hater side than anything. I said during break, if I offered you season tickets to the Big House this year, would you go to any games? And what did you tell me?
I put them on stuff. Do you see the ticket prices for that Texas game?
Enough said.
I'll do the same thing.
Said.
Yeah.
I just really want you to admit that you don't like Michigan. You don't have to hate them, but you don't like Michigan or you don't like the fan base.
I don't understand how something I've been right about since the second I stepped in this studio, going back a decade when I worked with this man at ESPN Radio.
That's
going
fine.
all the way back to that. I said it that same day I did this show. I was on the air the day that he had his press conference, Jim Harbaugh. That day, I said that some things are going to have to change around Michigan. And Sean, we've known each other a long time. When I said some things have to change, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
100%. There's no doubt. And you know what?
He's
They
not
tried
wrong.
to do it the old-fashioned way. Remember the signing of the stars and all of that? How did that work out? Okay? So can I can't believe this because I'm usually the guy that's called the hater forever and ever about Michigan. I purposely didn't wear the Spartan hat today, by the way.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm going to try to bring the peace.
Yeah. And at least with you, Shine, you have a reason. Spinny has a reason. They're Spartans.
Right.
This Oakland guy over here
I
claims that he doesn't hate Michigan when he really kind of secretly
I want a
does.
Nobel
That's all.
Peace Prize for this when I'm done, okay? And people have won them for lesser things, trust me, okay? Neil, can you do me a favor? Are the Michigan Wolverines
He can't do it.
legitimate national champion, yes or no?
He can't do it.
Okay, no.
right,
We're not done.
Stop there.
So you know what we do? We give him an olive branch, right?
Yep.
Neil, you are blessed amongst the nations. KG.
Yes.
Did the Michigan Wolverines cheat to win their legitimate national championship?
Yes.
We're done. Isn't
So
that
why
easy?
aren't you killing him?
We're done.
Because It's
He
but
paused long
extra.
enough?
You know what? It's the tone.
There were no extra sentences.
Right,
there.
no extra
No, there
sentences.
were no-
That's been my only problem
Right.
with Neil this whole time, and he can't see that.
You said exactly what I said.
I
You
just got a
paused-
Nobel
you just
Peace Prize
paused for 10
well,
seconds.
you know what?
Neil.
Maybe you shouldn't talk about illegal quarterbacks, and you too could get a Nobel Prize.
Neil, this is why my Cato happened. I keep telling you this. This is exactly
So
why
I should
my
have just
Cato
paused
happened.
longer.
Yes.
So Sean can say it, and he pauses longer, and it's okay.
Because Sean
Okay,
can-
let me try.
Okay.
Let me try.
He
KG,
can't do it.
Michigan won the national championship in football last year.
Stop. Yo, I twitch it. I see it. You want to do it.
All right, now it's
Did
your
Michigan
turn.
cheat? Yes,
There
they
it
did.
is. Gosh, Neil, we were so close.
Yeah, we were so close.
We were so close.
What was different about what you said?
I have breaking news, by the way.
Yeah, I see that too, as a matter of fact. I just got
NCAA
that
sanctions just came out for Michigan and
Oh,
Jim
right on
Harbaugh.
time.
Yeah.
They gave Jim Harbaugh a 4-year show cause and 1-year suspension from everything if he comes back to college football.
He's not.
Nothing to do with the program, just Jim Harbaugh.
So he is Pete Carroll.
Means nothing.
In all caps, it says
NCAA is
this
a
is
joke.
not related to the sign stealing case. So my guess would be this has to do with
With
the
the
illegal
recruiting.
recruiting of the
Yes, it
quarterback.
has to
That
do
won
with
you the national title.
Yes, it has to do with that. I just read the whole article.
So it does have to do with that.
Yes.
Oh, weird.
Yeah,
But it's just a cheeseburger.
it is.
No, a nothing burger.
Anything else?
So a 1-year ban and a 4-year show.
Providing
was coming
false
back to
and
this shit
misleading
show.
info as well.
Means
He is Pete
absolutely
Carroll.
So he's a liar too. He's a
100%.
liar. That filthy liar.
Means nothing.
Not
Means
looking
I
good.
love this.
Not looking
Means
good.
nothing.
I love it.
Doesn't. I'm sorry. It's
It's
these
a
are
lot of
things
nothing
like.
to me.
Benny, can you
Wow.
put it on the poll?
Yep.
It's a lot of nothing to me.
Is Jim Harbaugh Pete Carroll? Yes or no?
I mean, there was more money involved with Pete. That's the only difference. But
You
I
know
get
what
the
I'm
comparison.
thinking right now,
I get
Neil?
it.
This reminds me a little bit of the Jim Trussell because didn't they drop the show cause after, if I'm not mistaken, didn't they drop the show cause after Tattoo Gate? I think he had show cause, and I think that when he went to Youngstown, he had to have a hearing, even 4 years later.
Wow.
With Youngstown. For the whole show cause,
Yeah.
which is nothing but a dog and pony show. Anyway.
Pretty much,
Let's be honest.
what are
but
we
if
doing
I'm
here?
Jim Harbaugh, I mean, you're laughing at that right now. He did what he wanted to do at Michigan. He won a national championship. Whether you guys want to admit it or not,
Yep.
he wanted to go back to the NFL.
He did.
That garbage with him saying 2 years ago, that's it, I'm not going to try anymore after Minnesota fell apart
Yep.
is a flat-out lie.
Absolutely.
Everybody knew it. You know it, and you're living it now. I know some of you want to blame Ward Manuel, which Jim laughs at because Jim knows he wanted to go back to the NFL. This means nothing.
It
But
doesn't.
just remember,
Nothing.
guys, the quote that will live on in infamy from one Jim Harbaugh: "If you have to cheat to win, you already lost."
This means
Now we're the black
nothing. It doesn't. This doesn't. Again, Neil. I keep waiting for some kind of news out there throughout this whole process that surprises me.
Yeah.
Nothing has surprised me. Nothing. Do you know what I will be surprised at? I will be surprised if you find undeniable evidence of a link where Connor Stallions is talking to Jim Harbaugh or talking to
during a game
Coach
or something.
Moore
Yeah.
about his findings.
Yeah.
You're never going to find that.
No.
They're all smarter than that. Did it happen? Absolutely it did. We all know it did. But I don't think you're ever going to find that. There's, honest to goodness, is anybody shocked at this? There's no shock in there.
No. But the NCAA is, kind of a
Whatever.
joke. It's a joke.
Good for Jim. Congratulations, Jim. Seriously. Good.
Sue you. They beat Bama. They toyed with Washington. They are national champs. Cope, Sean.
And they're cheaters.
They are.
Yeah.
Like, what part of that, KG, get my back here.
I got
What
you.
part of that don't you understand? They're national champions.
They are.
And I'm not adding sentences. You have nothing. I'm hoping, but thanks for the advice.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Filthy little
Breathe today.
cheaters.
Who was that?
Y'all got to let it go, man.
Filthy little cheaters.
Breathe
They took
today.
advantage.
We have no
By
choice
cheating.
but to cope. They're national champions, KG.
Yes.
No sentence.
Thank you.
Michigan's
Mike,
national
That's why I
champions.
respect you, Sean, as a fellow Sparty.
Mike G says, well, it's still good that Michigan is the winningest football program in the state
that's
of Michigan.
Mike G. He.
So I will go back, Sean. That October 19th, 1907 win over Wabash, 22-0 at Washington Field in Indianapolis, Indiana. Was that one of your favorite Michigan
You
wins?
don't just go into Wabash and expect to throw a beat down like that. That there's a reason why 117 years later we're still talking about that game. There's a reason for that.
Can we do that bit one day? Can we go back again? Remember that?
Yeah.
That was a fun time. Chicago
Dental School, yeah.
Those were great times. So that's it. Breaking news, again, for those that are just joining us. NCAA Committee on Infractions has given Jim Harbaugh a 4-year show cause for recruiting violations and unethical conduct. This is not related to the sign stealing case. So Jim Harbaugh is suspended for a year. So once the 4 years runs out, he will also be suspended for a year if he ever does go back to college. So he is Pete Harrell. Jim Harbaugh is more like O.J. Simpson. We all know he did it, but the glove didn't fit. Now that's aggressive.
That's a better comparison to me. Though.
I mean, I don't know.
You know the reality
Looks like the
is,
glove
though?
did fit after the sanctions of today.
There's money involved with the Pete Carroll thing.
There's more truth to that analogy than any of us want to admit. And here's why. There's still maniacs out there like this story that think OJ didn't do it.
Yeah.
Those numbers are fewer and far between, but there's still maniacs out there that think he didn't do it. So maybe there's a little more validity to that than any of us want to admit.
Yeah.
Ooh, that frightens me. I don't like that.
Even Jim Harbaugh knows Michigan are losers. He said it himself. If you have to cheat to win, you already lost. That's a quote from your Messiah.
He ain't my Messiah.
And if you want somebody on your side that's always going to win without investigations or show causes or anything like that, KDK Law is the play. All right, guys, I know we're yucking it up. It's time to get serious right now. Divorce, family issues, criminal law, all of it. Chances are high that some of you are watching this show right now are losing sleep at night due to divorce, child custody, all of that stuff. You're scared, you don't know what to do. You need excellence on your side. You need over 10 years in the game. And how about this, everybody? 24/7 availability. You know those sleepless nights? KDK Law will step in. Scan that QR code on the screen. And all you have to do is mention Woodward Sports sent you. They will pay your filing fee. Guys, get this stuff under control. Go to kdklawoffice.com. Scan the QR code on your screen. The excellence you need.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
The Ally Challenge presented by McLaren is back August 22nd through 25th
I
in
would
Woodward
say I
Hills
seem-
and Grand Blanc.
I
Be
seem
there for PGA
unbothered
Tour
by
Champions
this.
Golf, Family Night, concerts, and more. Tickets start at just $15. Get yours at allychallenge.com today.
Enough Detroit Woodward Sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. With no need to cheat, just actual great service. It's the service that customers have come to know and trust. On Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today and find the brand you want at lesstanford.com. Les Stanford Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, keeping it pushing. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean in for DMAC. I'm back from vacay. We got KG, Young Justin, Spencer Raxter, third to first here around the infield. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. We have the poll right now. Does Jim Harbaugh equal Pete Carroll? 65% of you say yes, which is weird because there was a lot of disdain and a lot of hate for Pete Carroll.
And the
35%
that say no might just mean that he doesn't have a Super Bowl.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You know the problem that I have, and this is why there's more validity than anybody wants to remember, and you and I had front row seats for this in a regard that it was very prevalent at one point in time. It's the telling me to believe something that is completely unbelievable. That Reggie Bush is driving in a new car, that his mother is driving in a new car, and they have a new house. And Pete Carroll knew nothing of it. Like, really, that's what you're going with? Honest to goodness. Your bonus baby, a phenomenal college football player. And by the way, don't misconstrue. I didn't have a Heisman vote then, but if I did, I would have voted for Reggie Bush.
Damn right.
And Reggie Bush would have deserved it. Because what happened off the field had no effect on what I saw on the field. Reggie Bush was a stud, an absolute stud. But Pete Carroll, if you remember, Neil, I didn't know anything about that. Dude had for a while, that was like the cool place. Like the Palace of Auburn Hills for a couple of years there.
Yeah.
Friday night, man, it was a social night. You wanted to be at the... Every gosh damn comedian out on the West Coast, gangsters, Will Ferrell, everybody was all over USC.
Yeah.
And Pete Carroll looked at everybody with a straight face. I didn't know anything about that. I had no idea. And that's what Jim Harbaugh is trying to do right now. And unfortunately, there are enablers who are supporting that. And that's what you are. I mean, if you honestly believe that Jim Harbaugh didn't know what's going on, you're enabling. And we can all move on with our day. And you can yell at me, and you can yell at Neil, and you can yell at traitors like KG that are looking at this the way it should be looked at.
Hold on. Prop due in the Woodward Sports chat thread. These two talking about Michigan? Yeah, no thanks. All right. Hey, man.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get a press release about me saying that there's a 4-year show cause. That literally just happened.
Well, they need their echo chambers. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, they can now admit, because it's in writing and in sanction, that Jim Harbaugh cheated and lied. And you can't say he didn't.
But then you already lose.
Yeah,
I think that's part of the problem today is the echo chamber is what's causing people to say they didn't see what they saw and hear what they heard. Like, come on. It doesn't take a rocket. You're the national champs. I cannot stress that strongly enough. Much like when you were all crapping on Ohio State or Florida or Bama or Auburn, they won. They're the national champs.
Honestly, I got to say, this whole thing kind of reshaped my mind about college football because now as the cheating has benefited me, I will no longer say anything towards any team in the future.
Do you feel dirty, Justin?
No, I don't. Because if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And they won the Natty, so no, I don't. Because honestly, if I was in that same position, I'd do the same thing. And I won't lie about that. I do the same thing.
That's what I tried to tell you.
If it meant winning a Natty, I'm down to get dirty.
Spenny,
I'm down
you
to
and
get
I
in the
agreed
mud.
with that last week.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'd have no problem.
Yeah.
Zero problem. Can you imagine that? No problem whatsoever. Thank you very much. Cool. Say what you want. Just make sure, even if you have your add-on sentence, make sure you include the term national champion somewhere in your conversation.
Yep.
Say whatever the
And
hell
make sure you
want.
pause long enough before you say the next sentence.
I'm even going to allow you to use the next sentence. Honestly, I am. KG, no disrespect.
I just don't like it coming from you.
I'm going to add you. Say, you are the national champions. Even though you cheated doing this, cheated doing that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'm tuned out after the first end.
So I do want to change the gears, and I do want to get back to some NFL talk. And it is funny because just looking around the league, right? The quarterback that was illegally recruited by Michigan seems to be struggling in Minnesota Vikings camp right now, KG.
You love it.
But Vikings media wants to prop him up like he's the next Patrick Mahomes.
And that's what I've been getting to. That's the vibe I've been getting. So, Sean, I go to you. Which is it? Because Sam Darnold was already named the starter, and this impacts us as Lions fans.
Absolutely.
Because again, I wish him nothing but stunning failure in the NFL.
Yeah.
Stunning failure in the NFL.
You did at Michigan too, but at least
no.
At least it makes sense here. It makes sense here.
Unless he comes to the Lions.
Yeah.
Then I want him to be the best ever.
Point blank period.
But with that being said, this goes back, though, to what we were talking about camp early, right? The propaganda, the narratives, everything that's out there. The J.J. McCarthy thing, I guess, Sean, it's not looking so good, is it?
Well, there's two ways to look at this. And I think the first way is, and we were talking about this, this bear jerk-off right now is driving me out of my mind.
And I was going to get to that on the other end of this.
And I think they're tied to rookie quarterbacks, man.
Yeah.
They do dumb things. I don't care who you are. Peyton Manning, as a rookie, take a look at the numbers. There were some good numbers there. There was an interception number that was like that.
Astronomical.
There's a reason why these guys struggle as rookies. And I think when you just say, oh, what the hell, let's just throw them to the wolves. I don't always think that's the best idea. I just don't. Is this an indicator on where JJ is? Or is this an indicator of let's pull back a little bit? Sam can take the lumps. Let's let this guy learn on the job and pull a Matthew Stafford where in a few weeks we're going to insert him in and he's our starter. I don't know. I'm not close enough to camp. I haven't had those conversations with some of the people out there. But I know this. Historically, when you hand the keys to a rookie quarterback, you're basically telling the rest of your team, hey guys, remember all those expectations we had? Drop them. Drop those expectations. That's just the way that it has historically been. Sam Darnold doesn't terrify me either. But I'll be honest with you, would I like to face a rookie quarterback more, especially in the early season?
Absolutely.
Yeah. From a Lions standpoint, yeah, I want to, because rookie quarterbacks do dumb rookie things.
And I want to get on that when we come back because it is something, and you alluded to it, and because it's gone too far. To me, it's gone. This Chicago Bears thing has gone too far. And so I want to get into that and discuss it after we talk about Randy Wise.
I will tell them about Randy Wise because how would you like to golf and play at the University of Michigan, home of cheaters? You can do the same thing with Braylon Edwards. It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Register today to round off the foursome at woodwardsports.com or scan the QR code on the screen. When it comes to your next truck, make the wise decision and visit Randy Wise Automotive. It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down. Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza is taking over Michigan. Locations are popping up all over Metro Detroit. Known for their delicious chicken, their New York-style pizza, and the best biscuits in the game. Just opened a location in Madison Heights. To find more, go to Sorokis.com. Soroki's, now that's crispy.
All right, coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, KG, Young Justin, Spencer Raxter, third to first around the infield. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Man, on that road to 100,000 subs. Man, YouTube, that is incredible. Make no mistake, in the digital world, we dominate. We dominate Michigan sports. That's a fact, not an opinion.
Talk to him.
Nobody was illegally recruited either.
Nope. Talk to him.
I can attest.
No show causes. Unlike,
I don't know, Neil. I think Stick talked to you during the dead period. I don't know.
We'll never know.
Yeah.
I was actually privy to some of those conversations. So I could, for a price, I could let you know what's going on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, to greasy palms, baby.
I got
That's
you.
the world we live in.
I got you.
Yeah. I'm not going to read your messages about the afternoon show and Michigan fans and graphic details and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. So yeah. I know, but we were talking about the J.J. McCarthy thing and kind of training camp, NFL training camp has been the overriding subject before the breaking news that Jim Harbaugh has been handed out a 4-year show cause and a 1-year suspension by the NCAA, but he didn't know anything. But anyway, though, Sean, this Chicago Bears thing, and, like when you go places, your sports fix comes from a more national perspective, and they are locked in. The national networks, all of it. This Chicago Bears thing, when did Caleb Williams win 2 national titles and 4 Heismans in college football? What changed with that? All that stuff you talked about with rookie quarterbacks, apparently that doesn't apply in Chicago. This Caleb Williams love fest, I heard that young Justin's going to a Caleb Williams festival in the Poconos, all of it. What is going on with this?
Dude, you talked a little bit about the New York media earlier in the show, and I don't think you're wrong. But I'm telling you what, neck and neck, it's like one of those photo finishes at the Olympics. The Chicago media is not too far away, especially about the Bears. It is amazing. And I have friends that live in Chicago that tell me that they have to put up with this nonsense every year. Look, in the interest of being fair, do I like the moves that the Bears made? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I really, really, truly do. Number one, it's a rookie quarterback. Number one, it's not just any rookie quarterback. It's Caleb. And if you've watched one of my favorite bits, Neil, and you and I have probably talked about this over the years, I love looking at the preseason top 10. And every year going, who's the biggest fraud in the top 10? And I'm going to tell you what right now. You know who probably leads the league, even more so than Texas? And I know everybody gives them shit, is USC. Every year.
Oh, my God. Don't even get me started.
Every year. Do you remember Lane Kiffin? That was the perfect convergence of there's nothing there and there's nothing there. Every single year. And I would tell people with Lane Kiffin, it was like, please, just a little homework. Just I'm not asking for a lot. Just a little homework. What has he done that has made people put this guy up on a pedestal? What's he done? There was nothing with the Raiders. There was a 7-6 year with Tennessee. 7-6. But it was the convergence of everything that was right. and they fell apart. And so, not just that, Neil, but I know what a big fan you are. If you stay up late and watch some of these games, especially later in the season, Caleb's just like the Trojans as a whole the last couple of years. That white flag was waved late, man. It was waved
And Sean,
hard
that's
and
it.
fast.
For me, with Caleb Williams, and I've said this on this show before, he's great when the wind's at your back and it's sunny and it's nice out. The second something gets hard, and we talked about this, and Spenny, it was a get right. Remember San Jose State over USC? They were getting all those points.
Oh yeah.
I said I just don't see it
The
with
run
this
game.
guy.
Well, it's not. See, okay,
And
that's
that's
ridiculous.
USC.
That is ridiculous.
I'm sorry,
It's not
Spenny.
Caleb Williams. I bring this stat up every single time. Caleb Williams last year was 7-0 when his team gave up less than 32 points. 32.
I know,
not
but
14,
Spenny, it's college
not
football.
25,
The wind's not always at your
30.
back. At some point, you got to go take it.
You need to have a respectable defense to win at any level. I'm not talking about
facts, yeah.
Georgia defense. 32 points. Not 20, not 14, 32. It's not Caleb Williams' fault. His defense is letting up 40 points every week.
With these dudes, though, Spenny, with these dudes, at one point in a season, you see them say, you know what, fuck it, I'll do it myself. I never got that vibe from him. I never got that feel from him. I question in an NFL locker room, Sean. Does it work in college? Sure, it works in college. When you're anointed, you're the big man on campus. In an NFL locker room, if a guy can only do it when the wind's at his back, it's not going to work.
No, I don't.
It's not going to work.
I don't think it will. And I need to say this again because again, like everything else today, if you try to speak objectively, you're a Lion fan. I mean, it's such a bad bit. You know what you should do? Focus on what the person is saying. And what I'm saying is this: look around the National Football League. Okay, historically, go ahead and pick out all those rookies that came in and blew it up. And I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about. I'm not even talking about exceptions to the rule, other than a couple. Okay, and it's always the exceptions to the rule. So, are you going to tell me that Caleb Williams is going to be one of those exceptions to the rule?
When you just had one.
Pardon me. Yeah, pardon me if I don't buy into that too much. I don't. CJ's one. No doubt. I to be honest with you, KG, I don't think people talk up CJ enough. I really don't.
They do not.
They don't.
They don't keep that same energy when they talk about Jordan Love's run and CJ Stroud's run. They think that everyone anoints Jordan Love currently, and everyone's like, oh, I need to see it more with CJ Stroud. For me, it should be the other way around. I mean, Jordan Love had the time on the bench to fumigate and become the starting quarterback that he was anointed to be from Aaron Rodgers. CJ Stroud came in last year, led his team to the playoffs, won his division, and won a playoff game. So, I don't know.
Woodward Sports chat thread, jump into there, get your thoughts out there. Just a fan. New moniker, Strawman Sean and whiny wife Neil Rule. New moniker for Just a Fan. Just a Douche chimes in.
And a new moniker for Jim Harbaugh, cheater and
just
liar.
A fan. This is what if you can cite an example, I'll listen. Because clearly you're not listening. So instead of being a bitch, cite an example, and we can have a conversation. What we're here for. What part of what I said was straw man? It's easy to throw dumb little quotes out like that. I'll be a man. Give me an example of what I said that was straw man. Or Neil, I'm sure you'd say the same thing. I'm here. It's easy. Right? I'll own it. No problem. Maybe you should start owning it.
Nobody's fainting in that chair today, buddy.
Yeah, I'm not Sam Flannel. I'm going to finish the show. I'm not going to tap out.
I'm here. Give me an example. It's always I laugh at things like that. Give me an example. And if you know what, if your example's factual, unlike you and your fan base, I'll admit it.
Because that's what it is. That's what and KG brings it up. Why isn't it like that with the Georgia or Alabama or because Michigan fans are soft as baby shit. That's what it is.
Yeah.
No, they are. And I told Neil straight up during the break, I do not like a big portion of Michigan fans. I said a little more graphic than that, but I do not like a big portion of Michigan fans.
You know who I feel bad for in all the Michigan stuff, by the way, as we get ready to go to break, because there's something I want to get to with Sean that we haven't had a chance
I feel
to
bad
talk
for the
about.
players.
I feel bad for Sharon Moore.
Yeah, that too.
He is in a no-win situation.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the players because they went out there every week, busted their ass, earned it, won it, and now they're getting sucked into this because their coach was a cheater and a liar.
You know, this would be so easy, though. Like, honestly, here's my advice to every Michigan fan out there. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Exactly.
I'd walk around with a foam finger in my hand all day.
That's what Alabama does.
Yep. You're right. Absolutely.
That's what Georgia does. You think Georgia gives a shit when another one of their players gets caught speed racing drunk? Like, no.
Because there's two more behind them.
Oh, look at all these. Like, it's all that matters.
And we got two more behind.
And, yeah, their recruiting is off the level. A different level.
All right, I want to take a break because I want to get to something with Sean. Well, we won't have a ton of time to talk about it, but I just want to check in with them. Let me tell you about Planet Fitness. By the way, the best gym in the gym game is Planet Fitness. Guess what? There was one in Savannah, like 2 miles from where I stayed. And guess what? I snuck in there and got in a couple of times on vacay as well. Over 50 locations in Metro Detroit alone. Black Card membership still $24.99, by the way. You can go to any Planet Fitness in the world. They got everything you need to get your work in. If you're playing those weights around like Spenny, you can do that. If you're on the cardio, run on the treadmill, you can do that. All of it is there for you. The best gym in the gym game. Go to planetfitness.com or pull in the parking lot. It's Planet Fitness, where fitness is essential.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on the expert injury insight provided by Dr. Jeff Pierce of the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. Join him every Tuesday right here on Big D Energy or every Thursday on Ermanni and Edwards, and he will offer you top-notch injury advice, talk about injury news in sports, all of it. Trust the guy that Darren McCarty trusted with his career. Dr. Jeff Pierce here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more info, go to michigansportandspine.com or call 248-426-9944. Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. And Sean Belician in for DMAC, by the way. And Sean, since I have you here, this was a hot topic of debate, and I never did get your take on it. And you're the resident hockey guy. So this is sports talk for me because I have you here. The Yzerman thing. And I heard people kind of craft it to fit whatever narrative they wanted to fit that day. Where are you at with Steve Yzerman right now? The 30,000-foot Steve got the job. Franz Nielsen's making $6.5 million a year. To today, where are you at with it?
The clock doesn't even start until this season. He told you. He told you the day he was hired. Like, honestly, he sat there on April 19th, 2019, and said, this isn't going to be easy.
Did he tell you cheaters never win?
He didn't. He did not say that. He did.
That was a different coach. Okay.
He didn't write any checks. He said, this is going to be difficult, and we don't want to get to the point where we just get into the playoffs. We want to get to the point like the era that DMAC played in, like Steve played in. Anybody with half a brain in their head, if you follow hockey at all, there's a reason that a term 5-year plan exists. So the clock doesn't even start. Now, there are things that we didn't know at the time that we know now that I think are going to make this more difficult. And both of them, 2 of them at least, are in the division. This just in, Montreal's trying to do the same thing, and they're doing a really good job of it so far. Are they there yet? Either no, but go take a look at all the talent that they've got in their system. I've seen some places rank them 2 or 3. The Buffalo Sabres. That's another team. They've got a crap load. And all of a sudden, you're in an interesting position in this division where you've got some of the elder statesmen And some of the young pups are going to do a flip-flop really soon. You're going to see the upper part of this division, the Boston, Tampa. Tampa, you're already starting to see it a little bit. I'm going to be intrigued to see what happens with Toronto, even when you still have Austin Matthews. But you're going to see them kind of go like that in Detroit, Montreal, Buffalo. One might even say Ottawa, although I still think there's something poisonous in the water there. But the problem that Steve Yzerman is having right now is this didn't happen as quickly as people wanted it to happen. That doesn't change the smart play. And he's been playing the smart, Neil.
Alan W. And here's, thank you, Alan, for this, by the way, because I want to hit Sean with this. So rebuild takes a minimum of 5 years, and the clock is just starting now.
Yes, absolutely. No doubt in my mind. Whether you like to hear it or not, it's inconsequential. I had a general manager not named Steve Yzerman tell me point blank, 5 years. You don't hear people say it. Yeah, who wants to hear that? Nobody wants to hear that. But point blank from their starting point to now. And I can hear people now, so let me cut you off at the pass. There is no comparison to what Steve took over in Tampa to what he took over here in Detroit. There's no comparison.
The books were clean in Tampa, and they had all-star level talent already.
He had, and you know what? It would be great to have a not quite ready for prime time Steven Stamkos and Victor Hedman waiting to be unleashed upon the world. There was nothing like that.
Well, what are you talking about? There was Franz Nielsen at $6 million a year on there.
Jimmy Howard's still on the books.
Justin Advocator at $19 million.
There was a first-round draft pick that told everybody he was going to fill the opposition's pucks or nets with pucks, and he can't stay in the National Hockey League. So I know, I get it. Fans in Detroit, you don't want to hear the B word. I totally get it. And unfortunately for Steve, there's no way that he can illegally recruit a quarterback, or there's no way that he can have in-person scouting to help him out. He can't. But if he could, I'm sure he would, and then he'd hold his finger up and go, Stanley Cup champion, bitch. Quit your whining.
That was Sean Belizean that said, I know I'm going to get blamed for this. You know what? It's come full circle for me in this business, Sean, because when we were at 105.1 together, I got to do shows with Drew Sharp, and I could say whatever I wanted to. And the people just attacked Drew for it. They would quote what I said to Drew.
Dude, I was the biggest hater in the history of mankind. That's why it's fun working with you right now. When I was at the Fan, I had so much fun with Heisman Trophy and Denard, and man, I had so much fun with that. It was.
Remember the Denard Heisman thing? That was fun.
Well, you know what? It almost reminds me of the Lion fans who tried to glorify the Jim Caldwell era. You know what? You needed to see that things can be better. And now, all of a sudden, to the average Michigan fan, does Denard Robinson look as pretty as he did? And I'm not talking about the off-the-field stuff, okay?
Yeah.
But does that Denard Robinson era seem as fun and as glorious as it did even a couple of years ago?
Of course not. But when you dying in the desert and need water, Denard Robinson's shoelace was looking good.
What I always told people about the Lions is quit trying to tell me that the Jim Caldwell era was this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah. Well, now, no. But
exactly.
At the time,
I
it was
would
a
always
revelation.
say, I can't wait until somebody shows you what a real team looks like.
Yeah.
And that's what Dan Campbell has done. And now nobody's going to argue with me how great Jim Caldwell was. And I hope they don't argue with me how great Denard Robinson was, for goodness sake.
Yeah, that ship is sailed. Love Shoelace, though. Shoelace was great.
As long as he wasn't playing a real defense, he was phenomenal.
and the calendar hadn't flipped to October.
Yeah. Still
remember the September Heisman thing?
Still on the cover of the best NCAA game ever.
Do you remember Patient
Although the
Zero
new one
for
is
the
great.
September Heisman? And all the shirts that came out? Tate Forcier.
Tate Forcier? Oh, it's Tate
Yeah,
Forces
Tate
of
Forcier.
nature. Wind, snow, rain, Tate.
Real quick before we ride off. Speaking of the college,
That was a real T-shirt.
It was.
That's what those people did over the course of 1 week.
Yep. Sam McGuffey.
Oh,
how is the new
See
college
that
football
backflip though? That was awesome.
YouTube,
yeah.
baby.
Oh, it's absolutely awesome.
It's amazing.
Except you can't kick.
It lived up to the hype.
If you can figure out kicking, let me know.
Man,
I have no idea.
I still struggle with it.
I have no
I
idea.
have a good kicker and everything. I still struggle
Anything
with it.
outside like 30 yards, I ain't kicking. I'm going for it. It can be 4th and 20. I'll still go for it.
I had a dream yesterday that I was playing college football, but I still haven't played it yet.
You haven't played it yet?
Oh, you haven't played it yet?
No.
Maybe you should create Jake
You got a
Bates
game
and have him be
pass.
your kicker.
Yeah, so he can go 6 for 9.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He'll hit one from 60, though.
I was told
He
the easy
will.
answer.
He had
All
a
right,
few
everybody.
for 60. I'm just saying.
We'll be back at it again tomorrow for Sean Valesian, KG, Young Justin, and Spencer Raxter. I'm Neil Rule. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Mike G, can you break down the Michigan defense with KG tomorrow?
Sure.
Maybe.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. Well, see you later.